Welcome back to another SMD soldering video. I think the last one I published almost 4 years ago. Somewhere there will be a card and a link in the description. So today we will solder a TSSOP-14 Breakout board, Reflow Soldering, and larger 1.27 millimeter pitch 8-pin Breakout board. And this video is mainly about mistakes you can make, or more specifically, mistakes I made. So the first mistake here is I took out the syringe with the soldering paste and I attached a needle, a dispenser needle of the hopefully right size, and yeah, the syringe came out of the fridge and was cold. And I waited 5 minutes and the syringe is now room temperature to the touch, but these syringes are made out of plastic. That means after 5 minutes or so, the solder paste inside the syringe is still on 5 degrees C or 7 degrees C or whatever your fridge is set to. Meaning it doesn't come out readily and it doesn't stick to the pads as you can see here. I don't know what's happening now. Yeah, I'm cleaning and trying, with some force to get something out, but you will see the solder paste is not sticking. Another problem might be here that I touched actually the pads with my fingers when handling the breakout board, and now there is some dirt on it, fat on it from the skin. So cleaning the pads beforehand with some alcohol is a good idea. You see, with a lot of effort, it's now starting to stick, but it's it's not really working. And I'm sorry, but this is all real time. So if nothing happens, I'm cleaning the tip of the syringe or doing something else. Yeah, here comes the next attempt. Oh no, wait, I changed tactics and now I'm, yeah, 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 no, not really. Not really. So, yeah, I'm struggling here. And the idea, I think, I can't remember exactly. The idea is that I now, have that the full length of the bead already out of the syringe and put it onto the pad. But you see, it's not sticking. Uh, And the good thing here is the stuff inside the steel needle is heating up much faster than the bulk still in the syringe. That bead is awful, so I remove it again. And we could speed up things, but I thought just as an experiment, we do this in real time. So you can actually see how much time that takes if you do that, not every day. And if you're like me, doing mistakes and struggling. So yeah, cleaning up here, or at least trying to, cleaning the tips again and removing the rest. Yeah, it's not nice. It's really not nice. It's awful. Okay, I guess I'm getting ready. No, not yet. Ready for the next attempt. So we have now some solder paste on the pad, but that's Not enough, absolutely not enough. So, what's next? Changing the tactics already? Yeah, trying to press out stuff, it's still very hard. Not what I thought, so I'm trying to put a bead on the next pad, and that doesn't look too good, but yeah. Now I'm changing tactics completely, and I just put down one bead of solder paste across all the pads, which is a valid technique, and usually due to the solder mask, the solder paste will automatically be sucked onto the pads as soon as you reflow that stuff. But we will see how that works out. Anyway, yeah, that's the first awful bead across all the pads. Now I'm laying down a second bead, and yeah, the start, that's too much. Yeah, we will. Yeah, that's it. But on one side, there is absolutely on the top left, it's too much. And here comes the chip. And you might recognize the number 1335. That's one of my, oops. Yeah. Keep your hands steady when doing that. That's one of my magnetic angle sensors. A few cards in the top right corner and a few links also to my current project where I need that breakout board for. That's the electronic steering wheel / rudder jog IP68 project. So I'm fiddling around here. And these things are small, and I'm old, and yeah, my hands are not steady, so I'm trying just to, fiddle around until it sits, and I should leave it. No, I have, okay, that was okay. Now stop, please stop. Oh no, I had to do that. But you can see that's the important thing. I have about the right amount of solder paste on the right side, but too much solder paste on the left side. Anyway, that's done, and we're changing over to the SOIC-8 breakout board. That should be much easier. Obviously, I'm searching for that SOIC-8 board, and yeah, on second thought, doing that all in real time might have been a mistake. I will do better next time and cut it beforehand and then do a voiceover if I ever do such a video again. And you see the pads here are a wee bit corroded. Yeah, and my clamps are in the wrong position, and I'm struggling here a little bit. This is all happening under a microscope that I bought a while ago, a cheap one from, I think, AliExpress or Banggood. Yeah, another card, link in the description. And now I placed it, and you can already see how much larger these pads are in comparison to the dispenser needle I have in front of my syringe. And I'm off camera, I'm cleaning the syringe again, the needle, and pressing out some stuff. Yeah, that solder paste, you have to leave it out an hour or two so it really gets up to room temperature. I think I mentioned that already a few times. Yeah, I hope something is happening soon, because actually I'm getting kind of bored. Yeah, maybe I'm cutting stuff out after the voiceover. We will see. Okay, here I'm just placing the chip the right way around on the board, just to see where the pads are, or where I will contact the pads. And after I've done that, I should start applying some solder paste, which should go much easier and faster now. We should be done in 5 minutes or so. Yeah. I'm actually referencing the pins to the outlines of the package here on the breakout board. Okay. Yeah. Can we start now, please? Okay. So that was not enough. Yeah, I don't know what I should say, but yeah, pictures, okay. That was too much of a blob, so I'm just ignoring that. I'm marching on. Okay, that's a nice bead. That's exactly the right size. And as I said, if you warm up, maybe even with a heat gun to 30, 35 degrees, the solder paste, things go much easier. Much easier. And I'm currently thinking about if I really want to upload that video, but I think I will. Because this is real time, and it gives you at least an idea how much time it takes using that technique to prepare these boards. Yeah, nice speed there. Wonderful. 2 more to go, and then we see something really interesting. That is the reflow itself. Okay. 3rd on that row and the last one. Come on. Yep. Nice. Okay. Let's call it a day. I tell my past me and start reflowing. But first we have, yeah, of course, I'm cleaning that up. That was a little bit too much. Okay, that's better. But I never can let good enough be enough, or whatever the saying is. Anyways, here comes the chip. And you see my beads are not exactly at the right spot. We have to move the chip a little bit to the left. Yeah, when I thought about that idea of doing all under the microscope, or most of it under the microscope, and then doing a voiceover at the end, yeah. Maybe I will go over the whole thing and speed things up. Okay. Now I hopefully leave it at that and hope for the best. And we are reflowing. So now we are now sitting, or the breakout boards are sitting on a hot plate, and I switch the hot plate on. And this will also take a few minutes. And if I remember right, the left board, which is much thinner, the SOIC-8 board is much thinner than the TSSOP-14, will start reflowing first. but we will have just to wait for it, won't we? And I'm just bubbling on. Yeah, now you see the color change there on the SOIC-8 board. I don't know what that was. Probably some dirt on the surface that oxidized when heated up. And reflowing. Wonderful. And yeah, we take it off the hot plate. And now the other one is reflowing too. I wait a little bit longer and take it off too. And we're back under the microscope. Quick inspection. Okay, that's something that just happens when reflowing, that your chip or your SMD part can move a little bit, but this looks all very, very nice. And now we have a look at my 1335 and we see, ooh, yeah. You saw that on the left side where there was too much solder paste. Yeah, that's just a solder bead that's stuck there on the solder mask, probably on the track below it. Let's remove that thing. Yep. But that doesn't change the fact that there's a solder bridge between two pins there. Okay, so some rework with the soldering iron must must happen at some point. I'm still staring at it as if I could, you know, remove that solder bridge. And we are now, by the soldering station, still under the microscope. And usually such solder bridges can be removed by just, you know, heating up stuff. I'm actually quite unsure on from which side I should approach here. As I said, somebody watching that does that a dozen times a day is probably laughing his ass off or her ass off. But yeah, I have here a little vacuum pump, but I don't really need it. It's also useless. It's totally useless. I'm just heating up things and then the solder naturally flows away from the parts of the board that are covered with solder mask. That's the idea of solder mask. And now I've moved the bridge down to the pads themselves. And now I just need to draw that with the soldering iron a little bit further down. And we basically separated the bridge by now, just cleaning up the stuff here. I mean, it with the soldering iron, it never looks as nice as the reflow stuff, but yeah, it works. Having a closer look at the stuff. Yeah, out of focus, refocus the microscope. That's a problem with microscopes. Yeah, seems to be okay. So the next step is not exactly SMD soldering. What am I doing? Looking at the other side again. Yeah, much better. Yeah, the next step is not exactly SMD soldering, but I thought I never done that under the microscope. So yeah, let's just solder in here the pins of the pin headers. I'm doing this very careful and slowly because I'm going to upload that and I want to do some nice solder joints here. And we have a look at it from the side. Yeah, Perfect. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, and now for the rest. And now I will demonstrate also a drawback when you're working under a microscope with only a very small screen, 7-inch. And if you have old eyes, like I do, mistakes happen, even under the microscope. So that one went well, number 8. Let's go for number 9. That went well too. No problem at all. I won't add background music. Okay, number 10 looks good, and number 11. And I started with number 12 because of the danger is if you start with an outside pin, you press down at the outside of the breakout board, and then you solder in the pin header at an angle. And what I'm also doing here, I have the pin headers sticking in a breakout board, so they are nicely aligned. Okay, 4 on the SOIC-8, the lower 4, before we turn everything around. And I'm speeding things up now. Still having a control here. If I put on big glasses, strong glasses, I don't need a microscope for that kind of work. But under the microscope, staring at that little screen of the microscope, yeah. Nowadays, I would buy a 10-inch display version of that microscope. Also, when some people say you don't need 10-inch, sorry, I need 10-inch. I'm sorry. I need 10-inch. And the last pin on that side, and then we turn around. Another inspection. That's okay. Looks good. Looks really good. So, yeah, I know this is kind of a boring video. 7 more pins to go. Let's start with number 7. Okay. Just slowly adding the stuff to make really, really nice solder joints here. And I think I did a mistake in that row. A mistake that I saw on the big screen after reviewing that footage immediately. But yeah, I didn't catch it when looking at that small 7-inch microscope screen. Now obviously that side is okay. Where did I make that mistake? Damn it. I made it somewhere. I can't remember. I mean, it's a few days since I actually did that. And yeah. If you don't watch the whole video, just listening to my voice, I can totally understand it. Okay, that was also okay. But looking at the boards afterwards, I saw I made a mistake, or even 2. And I told you this was all about making mistakes. Basically on the, yeah, that was, I'm getting lazy. I want to finish, and you see, yeah. Not enough. It's okay. Okay, there's a contact and that sits in really well, but yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Okay, control. And what you can see here is actually that the pins are sticking out above the chip, and I can't have that on that board. We will see that in the near future, that board in action. So I'm on that board, I'm actually clipping the pins. Also, I mentioned it that a SOIC-8 Breakout board is really, really thin. So here I'm positioning again and clipping my nails. That's it for today. Well, till next time, bye.